Money, it is said, is what makes the world go round. A country's currency is a decent indication of its economy and people's living standards. There is a widespread fallacy that the currencies of the largest and most popular countries are always the best. This is inaccurate, particularly when it comes to Africa. So, what makes a currency strong? The US dollar, euro, and the British pound sterling are often regarded to be not just the world's strongest currencies, but also have a significant impact on other currencies. This myth is unfounded, as there are several currencies with much higher conversion rates than the US dollar, euro, and pound sterling. What makes a powerful and strong currency, however, is the rate of worldwide market demand, which is why knowing the values of various currencies is crucial because it can be quite useful in a variety of scenarios. We'll show you 10 of Africa's most valuable currencies in this video. In this video, the value of currencies is determined by their exchange rates versus the US dollar. The reason is that the US dollar is a global currency. A global currency can be utilized for any type of economic transaction anywhere on the planet. The US dollar, euro, and yen are the most widely used currencies. The US dollar is the most popular global currency, according to the International Monetary Fund, as of the fourth quarter of 2019. Over 60% of all known central bank foreign exchange reserves are held by it. Despite the lack of a formal designation, it has become the de facto world currency. The euro is the next closest reserve currency. It accounts for 20% of all known foreign currency reserves held by central banks. According to a recent article on balance.com, the relative strength of the US economy supports the dollar's value. The dollar is the most powerful currency because of this. As of 2018, the United States has $1,671 billion in circulation, with up to half of that amount projected to be in circulation outside of the country. The dollar is also the most widely used currency in the foreign exchange market, accounting for over 90% of all forex trades. This video will present our ranking of Africa's top 10 most valuable currencies based on their exchange rates using the US dollar as the baseline unit of value. Please tell us what you think in the comments section. Do you feel that Africa requires a common currency, as Dr. Kwame Nkrumah recommended many years ago? Here are the top 10 most valuable currencies in Africa. 10. The Egyptian pound. 1 US dollar equals 15.72 Egyptian pounds. Because of its increased use in South Sudan and the Gaza Strip in recent years, it has increased in value. In recent years, the Egyptian pound has appreciated in value as the government has lowered interest rates in order to attract both domestic and foreign investment. The Egyptian pound, like other African currencies, has numerous symbols. 9. South African rand. 1 US dollar equals 15.59 South African rands. For many years, the value of the South African rand was determined by the price of gold because gold was the country's main export. However, while the rand is valuable and one of the few African currencies used, the rand experiences some volatility because it is linked to the rest of the world. For example, in Kenya, the rand experiences some volatility because it is linked to the rest of the world. Furthermore, because South Africa's political situation is less stable, the legal tender is vulnerable to price volatility. A number of countries in southern Africa have pegged their currencies to the rand at a 1-to-1 exchange rate. The Lesotho Lodi, the Namibian dollar, and the Swazi Lilangeni are all pegged to the rand at the same rate. This means that their value depends on the value of the South African rand. 8. Eritrea Nakfa. 1 US dollar equals 15 Nakfas. The Eritrea Nakfa is the legal tender for Eritrea. It has enjoyed stability over the years because the country's government does not float the currency. Instead, it prefers the stability of having a fixed exchange rate. 7. Seychelles Rupee. 1 US dollar equals 14 Seychelles Rupees. The Seychelles Rupee is the country's legal tender. Because of the country's stringent monetary policy, it is one of the most valuable currencies on the continent. Due to the country's market-based economy, the rupee is also more valuable. Foreign investments have also aided in the recovery of the economy and the expansion of small-scale industry, farming, and fishing, all of which contribute to Seychelles' varied GDP and hence its valuable currency. 6. The Zambian Kwacha. $1 equals 13.1 kwachas. Zambia's kwacha has a high value due to the country's status as Africa's top copper producer, because copper is a valuable commodity. This means that the currency's value may fluctuate in response to changes in commodity prices on the global copper market. As a result, when prices remain consistent, the country benefits from a valuable currency. However, if prices are variable, this has a detrimental impact. 5. Botswanapula. $1 equals 11.86 pulas. For several years, the pula has been strengthened, and the country's economy and political framework are frequently praised as good examples of how an African democracy may function. It is traded on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, Africa's largest stock exchange, where it is a desirable currency. 4. Moroccan dirham. $1 equals 9.24 Moroccan dirham. In the Western Sahara region, the Moroccan dirham is the de facto currency. The dirham is tied to a currency basket of the euro and US dollar, with 60% weighting to the euro and 40% to the US dollar. This makes it one of Africa's most valuable currencies. The central bank began liberalizing the Moroccan exchange rate 2 years ago in order to make it more flexible in the face of external market shocks like the global recession of 2008. 3. The Ghanaian cedi. $1 equals 6.15 cedis. Despite all of the changes made to the Ghanaian currency, it still ranks third in Africa. In 2007, the old currency was replaced with the cedi, and the country's GDP has increased dramatically since then. Ghana is the only country from West Africa on this list, and the cedi is more valuable due to the country's high GDP per capita, which is also the highest in West Africa. 2. Libyan dinar. $1 equals 4.58 Libyan dinars. The Libyan dinar was the strongest currency in Africa for a very long time, but as a result of the continuous political problems and violence that has engulfed the countries, it has been moved to second place. The Central Bank of Libya has a program that only sells a limited number of dollars to its citizens. 1. Tunisian dinar. $1 equals 2.88 Tunisian dinars. Tunisia used the French franc as its currency for many years as a French colony. After gaining independence in 1960, the country replaced the franc with the dinar. The country's monetary policy of exporting or importing dinars, as well as converting them to other currencies, has allowed the dinar to become one of the most valuable on the continent. Tunisia has a well-defined export, import, and conversion policy, hence the Tunisian dinar is strong. So there you have it. Those are the 10 most valuable currencies in Africa. What do you think will happen if Africa had one single currency? Will the African states benefit more? If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to share it with friends on social media.